Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In, Volume 2, Part 6. On my crackhead update, it's too damn hot for them. I don't see none around, which is unusual. Alright, y'all, I got my motherfucking shank, ready to ride at a moment's notice. I know y'all ready. Let's ride. Before I get off into my segment, what's up on all these females with these dirty ass fingernails? All of them look like they look like they fucking diesel mechanics. You can tell they're not washing dishes or taking a bath where your fingernails would be clean. Man, they look horrible. Man, rusty, ugly ass feet and dirty ass fingernails. That's a hell of a combination. I was in Kroger standing behind this lady. She fine as hell. I just looked at her hand, all that dirt on her fingernails. Damn, that's a hell of a turnoff. Also, I was at Walmart in Cockrell Hill yesterday, and when I came out of Walmart, I saw a tow truck parked over there by my car. So I said, hell, I know I'm not getting towed. I'm not parked illegally in a no parking zone. But this lady, they was repoing her car. Boy, she was just screaming and hollering like a motherfucker. Tow truck driver didn't know what the hell to do. He just looking at her. She just screaming. And she got one of them pretty boys for a boyfriend. As an old man, she slapped the shit out of him and told him it was his fault because his sorry ass wasn't working. And she couldn't make her car note. So the tow driver told her, say, for $300, I'll forget this car and say I ain't never found it. So she said, can we talk about it? And her boyfriend said, right in my face. She slapped him again. Went to telling him, this is all your fault. This went on. Finally, he hooked the car up. And I was just standing there looking. I couldn't get out until the tow truck moved. I couldn't back out. She ended up getting a ride with me. She a real pretty chick. Man, she was pissed off. She said when I took her to her apartment, she lived on Westmoreland. She said she's gonna take all his fucking clothes and put them out. The life and times of the romance in Dallas, Texas. Oh, I'm going to do a story here on Randall Dale Mayo. One of my subscribers, Ralph Rodriguez, suggested this guy. And I know this guy. I don't see a damn thing unique about Randall Dale Mayo, but I'm going to do the story anyway. On April 13, 1984, the body of Kimberly Sue Reeves was found next to a concrete support of a bridge crossing over Lake Nasworthy in Tom Green County, Texas. An autopsy established that Reeves had died as a result of a blow to her skull with a blunt instrument. She had also been stabbed in the neck and abdomen and raped. Randall Dale Mayo was arrested that evening at a drive-in restaurant in San Angelo, Texas, on an unrelated capital murder warrant from Lubbock County, Texas. After his arrest, Mayo orally confessed to the murder of Reeves and signed a written statement. Mayo then accompanied the police to the scene of the crime and led them to the jack stand used as the murder weapon. Upon his return to the police station, Mayo signed another written confession. Now, this guy did not get himself off of death row. His lawyers got his case overturned. And Tom Green County did not want to spend a lot more money on a capital murder prosecution. So they allowed him to enter a plea of guilty to life. That is with parole. And also Lubbock County gave him life. It's ran consecutive to the other life sentence. He is currently at the Pulaski unit, serving 2 stacked life sentences. His parole was denied on March the 17th, 2017, and he'll be parole eligible again in February of 2022. He got to make parole from one life sentence to the other life sentence. And he is 60 years old, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for him. I'm going to read something from Ecclesiastes. I'm not being religious, but Ecclesiastes is one of the philosophical books in the Bible, and it has a message in this passage. Ecclesiastes 7:16 through 17. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldst thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldst thou die before thy time? That's a hell of a passage to think about. You get too damn smart, you implode on yourself. You destroy yourself. Look at some of the people who are geniuses, but they don't have common sense. And I gotta go to Oh Lord at the Ramsey unit. We was at work one morning. It's early in the fucking morning. We turned out for work at 6 o'clock. So this particular day, we wasn't going for a hell of a long drive, about a 30-minute ride. We got off and we was working. And Oh Lord asked me, say, "Oh Lee, you know James Brown?" I said, "Yes, sir, I know James Brown." He said, "On my way to work today," he said, "I was just jamming my damn 8-track player, and James Brown started singing 'I Feel Good.' I stopped in the middle of the highway and got out and started doing the James Brown." He said, "People would ride by saying, 'Look at old Lord.'" He said, "I was dancing my motherfucking ass off." I said, "You dancing, old Lord?" He said, "Hell yeah, me and James Brown, we best of friends." He said, "But I love to have that fucking woolly head nigga out here picking cotton. I'd make his ass dance all through this goddamn cotton field. Go to work." "Goddamn, you talking to me? How the hell am I gonna go to work and you talking to me?" He ain't talking to me. That's just something he say all the time. One hole working hard as hell, he still gonna say that. And guy over in two hole was looking around, was listening at him. He said, he looked over in two hole and said, "What the fuck you looking at? This is all God's country. This is good real estate. You out here prospecting. Prospect that goddamn cotton in that sack. Go to moving. Shovel that cotton in that goddamn sack like I seen you shoveling them beans in your mouth in that child hall. Go to weed. Go to moving." And dude put his head down, went to picking cotton like a motherfucker. He don't want no problem with old Lord. And people always say, they ain't never heard of things. Man, I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never seen that. What the hell are you talking about? The book of life has infinite pages. Keep turning the pages and you will witness a lot of things you ain't never heard or seen before. So most people want to speak as they have absolute knowledge, when they fucking borderline functionally literate. Just because you can read and write does not mean you smart. Can you comprehend any of the shit you read? You can take a passage from a scripture from the Bible, get 3 different ministers together. Each one would interpret that scripture differently. Each one. You can go get a Dake Study Bible and argue that point with them. Still, they will argue with the Study Bible. They have their own predisposed decision and opinion of what this means, and he's not going to change it. So you don't need no one to read you scripture for interpretation. It's all open to interpretation. And most people pick scriptures in the Bible, pick different crimes. Oh, since I don't do that crime, it is so bad. But you do other things just as equal as bad. Like a guy I mentioned in one video about the U.S. Supreme Court justice saying drug dealers are the worst criminals in the world. And one subscriber, he commented, he believes sex offenders and child rapists are the worst offenders. Okay, that's an individual suffering. A drug dealer caused a multitude of people to suffer. You just raped one female, that is one individual. This guy selling drugs, look at how many people he destroyed. He can just get 1 ounce of powder and rock it up. Look at the people he done fucked off. And he don't have no remorse at all. It's all about the dollars with the drug dealer. So, it's a valid point from both sides. I'm not saying either one is correct or wrong. But I've seen even some of the Texas prison gangs. Hell, they got sex offenders in those fucking gangs. If they was in a West Coast prison, they'd have a field day here in Texas. There's so many fucking sex offenders in Texas prison. It's a damn shame. They got units that are just full of them fuckers. And for South Park Mexican in protective custody, man, they got 106 units in Texas. I can name several units he could go to. He would not have one fucking problem. So he's telling classification to leave him in protective custody because he'll fucking scared. Ain't that the inmates gonna bother him? All these fucking sex offenders. Elmer Wayne Henry is in general population. He's not in protective custody. He's at the fucking Michaels unit, a hardcore maximum security prison in Texas. He don't live in protective custody. If he can make it in general population, I know damn well South Park Mexican can. So he's doing that on his own. Every 6 months, they call him before classification to be released from protective custody. Look at Pimp C. He's a hell of a rapper. He lived in general population. I can think of a lot of famous dudes been in Texas prison. They wasn't in PC. They even got some prison guards, ex-prison guards, who live in general fucking population. When I was at Style, it was a guy, he used to be a TDC sergeant. He lived in general population. He didn't live in protective custody. So he's doing that to himself out of fear. There's nobody, they could send him to the Price Daniels units out in Snyder, Texas. It's a unit that's about 50% sex offenders. Nobody would fucking bother him. It's a medium custody unit. Nobody would bother him at that fucking prison. They could send him to the Jordan unit up in Pampa, Texas. Ain't nothing there but old men. Nobody would bother him. They could send him to the Powless unit. Over in Tennessee Colony. Used to be the B02 unit. Nobody would bother him. You got to be 40 to go to this unit. Nobody's going to bother him there. I'm sorry about my lights, but I got this motion detector. When you see a black spot, you know what it is. All right, I got to end my ranting and raving. Y'all have a nice Sunday. Like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching. Keep your motherfucking shanks ready. And let's get ready to move on these fools if we got to. Y'all have a good day.